Hello guys, it's
Web surfer.
and you know what time it is?
Are you awake time? Are you awake actually deleted their thread. And, like I stated in this thread that is now gone, I will make a video out of it. So if you haven't seen it in its glory, before the delete, stay tuned because this is going to be rich. First of all, let's go after their bidding, and have a look at their new description.
Halston, we have a problem.
Actually, no.
Dear Globe believers, we are not your enemies. We are trying to wake you up. We all once believed in the globe, but if it doesn't work, we should talk about it. Who are we? We are you, after you have overcome cognitive dissonance. This picture, we also had cognitive dissonance. If the observer points his camera, around 50 times zoom, at Polaris, Polaris would remain on the camera screen forever, if we believe the globe theory.
As long as you do not change the looking angle of your camera, which might easily happen, if you push your camera on rolls over a sidewalk.
The globe will make 3 different movements with relative to Polaris at once. Earth and camera directions and speeds, relative to Polaris. A. Around 450 meters per second, around 1,500 feet per second. Speed of Earth's rotation at equator, celestial equator. B. Around 30 kilometers per second, around 18 miles per second. Speed of Earth around Sun, ecliptic plane. C. Around 220 kilometers per second, around 140 miles per second. Speed of Sun and Earth around Milky Way. Path of Sun around Milky Way.
And despite Earth's rotation is Polaris still in the middle of the northern night sky, even despite all the other movements. Let me show you something. All 3 movements are happening in the same orientation, which doesn't change the direction of the still standing camera's line of sight. If your 1-inch movement would have been purely only a linear movement, it would have had no effect on the observation. The red line is marking a point on the globe. Where it touches the globe will be our standing ground for the camera. If you would have done it right, it would have looked like this. Which is what I'm talking about the whole time. But what you have done is this. The rotation of your camera, which you caused on the sidewalk, is not happening on the same axis like the points A, B, and C, and this here are the numbers. The angles alpha and beta are almost 90 degrees towards Polaris. I mean, just look at it, and how super small the angle gamma is. Moving the camera by hand says only that you moved the camera, because Earth's rotation doesn't add anything to the table, besides the 0.7 degrees offset that you can see in star trail pictures. Think about it, Earth is rotating, but yet the camera stays locked at Polaris. This means the rotation has no effect on the observation. Like you are standing directly below a high-up ceiling lamp, looking at it, and turning on the spot. Your point A is pointless. And also, unlike the rotation of Earth, the orbit of Earth around the Sun, and the Sun's orbit around the galactic center, just to mention it, are both linear movement types, and do not cause any angular change worth mentioning. Look at the fucking calculation. Look at it. We are still in the realm of 0,00005 degrees. And this is from one side of Earth's orbit around the Sun to the other side. Again and still, the answer you are unable to accept. Polaris is super far away. Think about it. Earth is orbiting the Sun, but yet it causes Polaris not to move away. This means the Earth's orbit has no effect on the observation. Like you are sitting on the train and everything is passing fast by, but not the objects far away. They are slow passing. If stuff gets slower the further something is away, then what do you think? How it looks like if you pass by at something that is 323 light years away, it will look like it is standing still, and Polaris is not at a total stillstand around the galaxy. I hope this shows you how precisely you need to be in this matter, because you really do not have much air here before you overshoot this small angles. You can't be not seeing that, if you are as smart as you claim to be. How much was the change of the angle on the sidewalk again? I bet it is way bigger than 0,0000005 degrees. For my part, I'm not surprised that Polaris moves out of the picture in your video. And also, again, the Sun and Polaris, which are both stars, are traveling with the same progress around the galactic center. Their both movement speeds are almost exactly the same. Other stars are doing this too, in the outer arm of the galaxy. This is the reason why there is dark matter expected in the first place. Because the outside stars around the center are so little slower than the inside stars. Your point C is the most pointless point of all your points.
We need to consider all three.
Actually, no.
This picture. Although the direction, speed, and angle of the camera relative to Polaris are continually changing, the Polaris remains on the camera screen throughout this time. We have been led to believe that this is possible because Polaris is very far and massive. Yes, mathematically it would be possible. However, if the observer moves the camera slightly, the camera immediately loses direction to Polaris. This observer movement would be so small compared to what the camera is already doing with the globe.
Actually, no.
Relative to Polaris, camera speeds A, B, and C. Think about it.
I thought about it. The sidewalk is definitely causing a bigger angle than this.
What happened to a very distant and massive Polaris? 1 second of the globe model makes the globe model itself logically and mathematically impossible. Our eyes don't lie to us.
Here, stare at the small white spot in the middle for a minute, and then look at the white screen here. You will see the same shapes but in cyan, despite there being just a white surface. Your eyes are lying. You can't follow the tricks of a magician in front of your eyes? Your eyes are lying. Does this here look like it is moving? Your eyes are lying. Does this mean the fish is exactly there where it looks like to be? Your eyes are lying. And so on.
The mere idea that the observer sees the stars with the naked eye and zooms in on light years is ludicrous.
Oh my god, what in the actual shit?
Scientific explanation. The observer does not see so far. Instead, the light reaches the observer. Have you heard that some of the stars are already dead, and only their light reaches us? If the light from the stars reaches us, why do we still see the stars from afar? We would only see the light, not the source. What do we zoom in with our camera? Light? Think about it.
One is not enough to express the mental pain this caused me. Yeah. Think about it. We always see just the light. No one is able to see any actual object. It is just the reflected or emitted light. This is how our eyes work. They collect the emitted or reflected light and turn it into electrical impulses our brains can put together into pictures. How can you not know that? This is basic understanding about our bodies. What do you think? Why you need to turn on the lights to see shit? Because there is no electromagnetic radiation within the spectrum of your vision hitting your eyes to give you informations about your surroundings. What do you think why black holes are invisible? Because they don't radiate light. It's the same reason why you cannot see details of black objects. Because they don't reflect light.
It's like looking at a car on the street and discussing it's not there. It's just the light coming from the real car. So where is the real car? Far, far away. Is it already dead? Dude, where's my car? Smiley face.
So, you mean with this, that we don't see, because light reaches our eyes, but because our eyes shoot some sort of magical instant vision beams? Excuse me, but what the fuck? Even better. This was also there the first time I had looked at your description, back when I made my answer video. Considering the fact that you kind of reworked your description here to add the picture links and such, you must have been looking at this again and thinking that this is perfectly fine. How?
The sun, moon, planets, and stars are much smaller and closer than modern science claims. Here near where we see them.
Well, I guess you did remove the link to the Flat Earth Watch app. Still, the world you are trying to promote here is something, but not a globe, static and geocentric. And the sun, the moon, the planets and the stars are all small and close in your idea. And we just see instantly from our eyes somehow. Does this also mean that there is no speed of light in your construct? Still pretty strong flat earth vibes here.
Trust your horizon sensors. Disclaimer, the car at the beginning of the video should actually spin around its axis, like a carousel. At the same time, it should move in 2 different directions. The dash cam should have 3 different directions, speeds, and angles simultaneously relative to the object.
Again, this here is the kind of magnitude we are working here with.
This picture, as the car moves and changes direction, speed, and angle, so does the orientation of the dash cam.
Yes, but actually no.
But the object would remain on the dash cam screen throughout this time. Modern science solution, the object is very far away.
Because it is so. Polaris is super far away. It is what it is. What more do you the fuck want? You will not get another explanation for it. Even mathematics is telling that Polaris is fucking far away. Like you will not get another answer to the question if grass is green.
Then it is not logical that the dash cam in the car cannot be moved, not even slightly. After all, this would only be a minor change for the dash cam orientation.
Only if you keep ignoring that sidewalks are not totally straight and even, then yes, a sidewalk would never ever change any angles, and your inch of movement would have been only a linear movement. But our sidewalks are not like this. And so, an additional angular movement was applied to your camera, caused by the sidewalk, which you keep ignoring.
If we believe in modern science, then we actually believe in this illogical scenario. Earth moves the camera, but the observer cannot. All the best. We love you. Dear commenter, comments like, there is no Polaris in Australia. What did I eat for lunch? At what time this experiment was done? My dad works at NASA. You have to get out of your mother's basement. What lens was used? I think you're an idiot. What was the weather? How old my cat is? Etc. These are, of course, entertaining, but unfortunately irrelevant.
Do you know what is also irrelevant? Your 3 points.
Can anyone explain, give an example, or mathematically prove how the globe can continually move and change the direction, speed, and angle of the camera relative to Polaris, and the camera would always point to Polaris? This picture, however, the observer cannot even move the camera slightly, as the camera then loses its orientation to Polaris. Riddle, it's already moving. Why can't the observer move it?
Call yourself lucky. I just explained it. Again.
Explanations or examples in which all the 3 directions, speeds, and angles are ignored are unacceptable, as they are intended to deceive us.
Good that I didn't ignore anything, like you are ignoring your fuck up with the sidewalk. It's not ignoring when I explain that the 3 points have no effect on the observation. So if they have no effect, what is left to have a closer look at? Your movement.
I'm smarter than a 5th grader.
Okay.
So I'm not deceived by the childish examples. Don't bother, I'll just delete them. From time to time I delete comments of myself and others.
Which is why I was making screenshots.
It's not personal, just trying to keep my page clean and not keeping long conversations, which doesn't solve my riddle.
Okay.
All negative comments will be deleted. I don't need negativity.
Okay.
Insults don't bother me either. I don't answer them. I delete them. Delete is my middle name, and I'm the king of the castle.
Okay.
So think before you leave a comment. It will save you time. Please wake up, and wake up others.
Okay, I believe you.
Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea. Eso. Eso. Había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada metida entre las piedras de Chipiona del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera y adentro la vende paellera. ¡Asómate, mira dónde llega el agua! Llegaba el agua hasta el restaurante. Había subido la marea. ¡Eso! ¡Hay que hacer ahora! Con los 2 sacos de arroz. ¡Ay, llama! Sevilla! ¡Llama a Sevilla que traigo paella! ¡Es tuyo con el bañador! ¡Con el bañador y con la paella! ¡El cocinero! No veas, a Sevilla. Y al último, que cuando ya salió la bien de regla, estamos llorando los dos. Me cobró el tío la paella. Me cobró a 500 metros la paella. Y ya no fui más. Me fui andando a coger los amarillos hasta hoy. Me manda por la noche, había bajado más el agua y por la mañana había subido. Cualquiera estaba donde está la paellera, ¿sabes? A lo mejor está en el barco ese del petróleo.
En el Prestige.
En el petriense. Y ya no trabajé más la cocina. Ya aborrecí la cocina. Ay, ay, ay. Pues no cobré nada, me dieron el dinero del bote.
¿Había mucho dinero en el bote?
Lo que me echaban y el dinero de lo que gané, me cobraron 20 paelleras. A 500 calas, pues viste lo que me llevé yo para Sevilla. Ay, ya aborrecí la playa. Ay, hemos llorado los dos. Ya está, tú, no es para tanto, yo. A ti yo no quiero arroz, tú, yo no quiero arroz ni en China, vamos.
And I had a look at your mentioning about 1111. Turns out it has a reputation as some sort of angelic number or digit sequence with which the universe tries to communicate with you. According to the people in these videos. In the description are the links to the videos I watched about it. What I got from it was a question, but not the question of why I should not use this number in my online name, but much more, what does it mean that you found me with this number in the name? Except you did mean something else. I for my part only found angel numbers and numerology. Yeah, I guess this exists then. Oh okay, looks like you meant exactly that. From what I got from it seems to be pretty vague, and it makes me wonder, if someone displays a price sign with 1111 on it but not with its cosmic meaning in the back of the mind, does this now mean that the universe or an angel is trying to reach everyone that passes by this price sign? Or does it only count for those who never go that one specific way past the display window and just happen to encounter it because of a blocked way, for example? Does it lose meaning if you pass the same sign multiple times? Have people with AM, PM displaying clocks double as many angels in their lives compared to people with 0 to 24 digital clocks? If one of the meanings is keep doing or keep this thought up, you are on the right way, and a person is planning a murder and encounters this number, does this now mean that the universe is encouraging this and wants the future victim also dead? Or is the person planning the murder now blessed by an angel? What is if you wake up and see this number and think, nice, this day will be great, then take place in your car and enter the highway, and when you try to pass by another car or truck you suddenly crash with a ghost driver and die, just because you were to the wrong time on the wrong place doing the wrong thing? Is this a case of we don't see the bigger picture? I know it is an extreme example, but still, it's about the point I want to make. It's just a number. And why does it have to be numbers? What exactly keeps these angels from taking a fucking piece of paper and a pen? Letters are just as much signs as numbers are, so that we can actually understand what the angels or the universe the fuck wants from us. But no, I guess it is a way more efficient way to talk to us by letting us interpret some random double numbers we see occasionally.